Welcome everybody to the Single and Stiletto Show. I'm Suzanne Oshima and I'm a matchmaker and dating coach at Dream Bachelor and Bachelorette, and I'm also the founder of Single and Stilettos. Today we have on our show Jackie Sabrin, and she's a love and dating coach and engaged at any age. And today she's going to tell us how to get men to fall into your lap. So before we jump into this hot topic, Jackie, I would love for you to tell our audience a little bit about you and how you became a love and dating coach.
Thank you, Suzanne, for having me on the show. It's a pleasure to be here. And I'm just really passionate about helping women to find their soulmate, because I was just like everybody else. I was single for 8 years and experienced a lot of breakdown in my own behaviors and some dysfunction. And I thought it was going to be really easy to meet a man, but I discovered that I had a lot of growing up to do emotionally, and I had to transform the way I was doing things. And once I was able to do that, I met an amazing man who I met on Match.com. We've been married for 1.5 years. And so I created a strategy to help women to meet their soulmate and how to fast track that experience, because it doesn't have to take as long as it took me. So I'm just passionate about helping others to find love.
I love that. Well, so let's jump into this topic of how to get men to fall into your lap. So what's your first great tip on this?
Okay, this is a good one. So it sounds so simple, ladies, but all you have to do is smile. Smile and make eye contact. Men are going to pick up on that signal right away, and men love a woman that's happy. You know, you've heard this. And so really, I know it sounds simple, but it's smiling. That's how you're going to get men to fall into your lap everywhere you go, is just by smiling and connecting with them. If they're available, then they will approach you. And so it's the first thing. It's just smiling. What do you think, Suzanne?
I think you're absolutely right. And I think we all forget to smile all the time.
Yeah, smiling really gives a more in-depth of what's on you, where you are in your path on happiness, right? If you see somebody who's smiling, then you automatically smile back. It's just so contagious. It's like that contagious enthusiasm. But so you've got to use your God-given gifts. It's just your smile. It lights up a room. And so just everywhere you go, connecting with men by smiling.
Well, that was a great tip, Jackie. So tell us your second tip.
So the second tip is being vulnerable. And I know it doesn't sound like a way to get men to fall into your lap, but let me give you an example of what I mean. Asking a man for help. Sometimes we've got all this masculine energy. We can do it all. We know it all. But we forget that men want to help us, and they love doing things for us. So using phrases like, you know what would make me happy? Or could you please help me with that? If you're at the store and there's something up high, a lot of times a man will come over to help you, but you'll be like, it's okay, I got it. So we fail to see that that's an opportunity. So being vulnerable, and even if you're on a date, how that can look is saying, I'm feeling really nervous right now. So go ahead and admit that you're nervous. And you know what? He's going to say, oh, me too. And it's going to relax everything. And it's going to put you both on a much more intimate and authentic way of communicating by just saying something like, I'm feeling really nervous. It's crazy. And he's going to be like, oh, don't worry. And right away, you've endeared yourself to him. And he already likes you because you're real.
That is so true. And I see too many women operate as that strong, independent woman where they're like, oh, I can do it myself, or no, thanks, I don't need help. And when you have that energy, it blocks everybody from coming into your space, right?
Absolutely. It really does, including women. So we've just got to keep an eye on that.
Yes, that's a good reality check. So what's your third tip?
So the third tip is how to make men fall into your lap is keeping the tension on. Too soon, we meet somebody and we get so excited that we maybe over contact or we over text, and we don't allow them the tension to build. Men love tension. They love the pursuit. And it's not a game, ladies. It's just the way it works. It's DNA. Men want to pursue you. But so you've got to keep the tension on by being a little more mysterious. Don't tell him your whole life story when you first meet him. Don't respond right away. Let some time, let things build up so that he has an opportunity to think. And men are big thinkers. He needs to go into his cave and think about you and miss you. And then when he notices you haven't responded, then now he's in the pursuit mode. So you've got to keep the tension on. It's like fishing. You cast your line out. One takes the bait and give him a lot of rope to reel him out. And so until then you click it back, So I think just keeping the tension on by not over contacting, over giving, and over sharing.
Yeah, or always being available every time we ask you out for a date, like in a week, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And it's not a game. It's really not, but it's life. It shows that you have a life, you have interests, and say, I'm not available on Friday, but Sunday morning, or for brunch, or I'm going to be gone this weekend. How about Tuesday night? So you've got to just be not so available. Yes, exactly, Suzanne.
And it's true because because I work with both men and women, and men have told me that when a woman is always available and they're kind of like, God, doesn't she have her own life? Doesn't she have any other interests? And then they kind of worry that if they get into a relationship with her, that they become the sole focus, and that worries them. So.
Yeah, and rightfully so, because nobody can be this focus of your attention 24/7. That just isn't possible. And so that's definitely a red flag. So I'm glad you brought that up.
That is so true. Well, these have been some great tips. So, Jackie, you have a free gift for our audience. So tell them about it.
Yeah, I put together a little bundle. So a 30-minute training called How to Be Irresistible. It's a more in-depth and a process that I will lead you through that will really help you to tap into your authentic self, which is really what makes you irresistible. And then the second piece is an Open to Love guided meditation, where it's an alpha visualization guided meditation where you visualize yourself opening your heart to love and meeting your soulmate on the beach. And the third piece is a 30-minute call with me so that I can help you quickly clear out any blocks or limiting beliefs that you have that are sabotaging your efforts, so I can fast track you to love, because it doesn't need to take so long.
That is so true. I love that. Well, ladies that are watching the video, you can click right below to get our free gift. And if you're listening to the podcast, ladies, go to singleonstilettos.com and click on weekly shows, and you'll see Jackie's interview. All right. Well, thanks everybody for joining us on the Single on Stilettos show. Our show is available both in video format and podcast format. If you would like to get the videos, you can go to singleonstilettos.com. And if you would like to get the podcast, you can download it from iTunes. If you'd like to get our free ebook on the 3 secrets guaranteed to attract any man based on scientific research, you can click right here on the video, or you can go to singleonstilettos.com.